Nira was unlike other children in her village. While they played outside or watched cartoons, Nira enjoyed spending her time in the old village library. She loved reading about strange places, lost secrets, and spooky legends. She had read almost every book she could find. One rainy afternoon, she saw a thick book tucked in the corner of the highest shelf. It was dark and dusty, with no name on the cover. Curious, she pulled it down and opened it slowly. The pages were old and yellow. On one page, she saw a picture that made her heart skip a beat. It was a picture of a small black box. The box had weird marks all over it, like scratch lines and twisting symbols. Below the picture, it said in faded words, "Inside the casket lives a spirit. It waits for the one who will set it free." She looked around to make sure no one was watching, then flipped through a few more pages. Her fingers felt strange as she touched the paper. The picture of the box stayed in her mind, even as she carefully placed the book back on the shelf. That night, she couldn't stop thinking about the casket. Could it exist? Was it just a story? Her grandmother had often warned her about the forest near their home. "Don't go near those trees after dark," she would say. "Some things are better left alone." But the next day, Nira couldn't resist. The sun was out, the sky was clear, and the forest didn't look so scary in daylight. She walked slowly between the trees, her eyes searching for something, anything, that looked like the picture. For a while, she found nothing but sticks and dry leaves. Then she saw it. Half buried under the roots of an old tree was a small black box. It looked just like the one from the book. Her hands shook as she picked it up. The box felt cold despite the sun shining. She held her breath and opened it. At first, there was nothing. Then a cold wind burst out. Whispers rushed past her ears. Her hair flew up. She felt something swirl around her like a shadow. She closed the box hard and ran home, her heart beating fast and hard. That night, things got worse. First, there was a tapping on her window. Then the lights flashed. Then the whispers came back. "Nira." She looked around. No one was there. The shadow from the forest was now in her room. She saw it floating near the wall, dark like smoke, with glowing eyes. She pulled the blanket over her head and didn't move until morning. Strange things began to happen all over the town at the same time. At night, people heard scary sounds, got chills, and saw shapes moving in the corners of their eyes. The locals became more scared and talked about a ghostly figure that was moving around their town. Many people stayed inside after dark because they didn't know where it came from or why it was there. The next day, Nira rushed back to the library. She opened the strange book again, turning through the pages. Near the back, she found more writing. "The spirit cannot rest. If the casket is opened, it will follow. To send it back, the casket must return to the forest before the full moon." Nira looked outside. The moon would be full that night. She had one chance. As the sky darkened, she packed the box into her bag. The wind had picked up, and the trees in the forest swayed like tall, angry giants. Still, she went in. The deeper she went, the colder it got. The same spot where she found the casket now felt even darker. The air was heavy. Then she heard it. Footsteps. But not hers. A cold voice whispered, "You let me out." Nira turned. A shadow stood between the trees. Its eyes glowed red. Its shape was like smoke, shifting and twisting. "I didn't mean to," Nira said, her voice shaking. "I didn't know." The spirit moved closer. The ground under her feet felt frozen. She bent down quickly, placed the casket on the ground, and backed away. "I brought it back. Please go," she whispered. The spirit stopped. For a moment, the forest fell silent. Then, a scream. Loud, wild, and full of anger. The wind roared through the trees. The spirit swirled into the air, diving into the casket like a storm. The lid slammed shut by itself. Nira stared at it, shaking. The box was still. She didn't touch it again. She didn't bury it. She just ran and didn't stop until she reached her house. From that night on, the whispers stopped. The shadow never returned. But sometimes, when the moon was full and the wind blew hard, she heard a soft tapping far away, like a warning. She knew what she had seen was real. She knew what she had opened. And she knew what still waited. Inside the casket. What lessons could young people pick from inside the casket? Inside the casket story teaches that while exploring and learning are important, some things are better left untouched. Not every mystery needs to be solved, and sometimes, ignoring warnings can bring danger. Youth should remember to be brave but also wise because every choice has consequences, especially when dealing with things they don't fully understand.